Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mission Brief. Today, the Daytona 500. Getting ready for the first race of the season for the Monster Series. God, I almost forgot what series it was. Welcome to Mission Brief. I got Marty again with me here. We got some people coming in hopefully later. Unfortunately, prior dedications are having some issues or with scheduling. But hey, Marty, how you doing, man?
Doing good, Corey, and you?
Pretty good. You looking forward to today?
Absolutely. It's a day we've been waiting for. It's back. Racing is back officially.
Oh, thank God. I mean, the last couple days have actually been some pretty good racing with the trucks and the Xfinity. Yesterday, am I very happy that Wyatt Snyder walked away from that wreck. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I finished watching it this morning. To watch him just walk out with just a limp, that's amazing. I mean, there was literally nothing left of his car. It was just roll bars.
Michael Jordan had a good view of that one. Do you see that? It happened right next to his trailer.
Oh, did it really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, they were out there having a little get together, a little barbecue, and the impact of the car was literally right there where they were sitting. And I guess one of the kids was right by the fence.
Wow. Yeah, I was showing Asher. I was like, look at the motor. Like the motor is just like flying. Like it was just crazy.
Watching it tumble.
Baffling.
So interestingly, the last few weeks I've been criticizing iRacing quite a bit on the Gen 7s as far as their performance on super speedways, pretty much on anything, but their performance on super speedways. And one of the things I hated the most was on the super speedways, if you're the trail vehicle, the last car in the pack, the cars kept falling off, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, they shouldn't be doing that. And then watching the duels, I watched that happen. So digging into it a little more, I looked into it, and of course, we know they got rid of the restrictor plate, and they added more drag to the car. And I'm thinking that's what's going on there. That the last car has so much drag on it without it being right against somebody and without the push, they're actually losing that draft, even though they shouldn't be as close as they were with the Gen 6. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's what I was thinking with it.
I was looking forward to today's race to actually check that out, because something I was thinking about too is people were saving so much during the duels. You know, I guess just because limited, I think we talked about last week, limited equipment and stuff like that. I think maybe like some of them, you know, and just like iRacing, if you kind of back off a little, you know, you're gonna lose that draft. So maybe a mixture of them being cautious and just kind of like keeping that distance is what was making them fall back. But yeah, I think drag's gonna have a big part to play in it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like it. Like, I almost wish they'd go back to the plate. I mean, I understand the necessity to slow the cars down, but I think I'd rather have the plate than the aerodynamics if that's going to cause, you know, they're one by one. And we experienced that on iRacing too. One by one, the last car, if it backs off just a little bit, that's enough for it to get pulled off the draft. And to me, it's like, I mean, you don't want to be obviously last.
Yeah, I think it's a little different for the super speedway. You know, it's gonna be fun, especially on like your intermediate tracks and stuff like that. You know, really having to drive it. You know, having to actually will it because of the downforce and stuff. But yeah, just I don't know how. I guess we really won't know until today. But I just don't like how it's set up for super speedway.
Yeah, it's early to judge anything
Hmm.
in my mind. I mean, I let's wait and see what happens. But that's my early look at it. I was like, the similarity between iRacing and the real world there actually kind of surprised me as far as that aspect of it. Looks like we got Jamie coming in, but he's staying muted. He's probably taking a poop.
No, I got a whole bunch of background noise going on right now.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, damn it. He's watching porn on the other TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
Go ahead.
one thing about the Gen 7 in real life, everybody's been complaining on iRacing that the wheel is, you know, it's not heavy enough. Like there's hardly any force feedback. And that's something in the real world with the Gen 7s they're talking about where you can actually adjust the heaviness of the wheel. So that's something that's interesting in real life.
And I'm glad you brought that up. And maybe some people know, and I don't yet. I want to do some more testing. I haven't tested much with it. Jamie may have, but is there a way to actually fix that on the sim wheels? Because I mean, I don't want to have to beef up my force feedback on what I have because it feels good on every other car just for one car. So is there an adjustment in the garage that we can make to make it heavier?
Do you have your settings for each car? Like, are they different for each car?
No, in my
Okay.
options menu, no. It's all
Yeah.
pretty much the same.
Yeah, see,
There's
the way
a-
that I have mine, it's all divided. So like just for the next gen, I can just double what my force feedback is. Go ahead, Jamie.
Add it to the list of shit I need to learn.
That's what I was saying is like there's a thing that like when you make changes, does this apply to all cars or just one kind of deal?
Yep. Yeah,
So I
always
guess
always click that.
there is a way to adjust, like have it separated then. I didn't realize that. Like when you go into your options menu, I thought it was just literally this is your dampening, this is your force feedback, this is
No, you can change literally all your options per car. So like if you're running like a sprint car, you can have buttons that can move your wing forward and back that those buttons wouldn't work for like other vehicles. Like your mapping is completely different. So each car can be different.
sucks that I've had iRacing this long and I'm just learning shit from you guys. Like
Yeah, you're the veteran.
yeah. Well, I never had the time to dedicate. Like I was looking at another guy that I follow, Jfk. I don't know if you guys have seen his channel or whatever. And if you any of y'all are listening have never checked it out, hey, check out Jfk. Really good guy, another military veteran. But he gave me an overlay or told me about an overlay that I now use. And it actually goes back and tracks your career, like how long you've been doing it. And there was 2 years spaced out that I've had iRacing that I had like 0 races. Like I paid for the whole year and I never could do it because I mean, given work or college or
Yeah.
I mean, it's just now where I have the freedom. I'm just now within the last 2 months. Basically, I feel like a rookie as far as actual using iRacing. So it's like Keith and I were talking, and unfortunately Keith isn't here, but he's like, man, I've only been doing this for like a year. And I'm like, fuck you, I've done it for a year over a 7-year period. But yeah, I mean, people that have only been doing it for like the last year since COVID or anything already have like more than 3 times the amount of races I have.
Yeah, it's just what's good about, being in a group, it's like some stuff that, I might know, Jamie might not know. Jamie might know something that I don't know. And we just kind of all lean on each other, and that's where we learn all the little tips and tricks.
Well, I can teach you nothing. I mean, if you want to know the mechanics behind cars and stuff like that, I could tell you that.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's what that was my degree. But as far as this iRacing itself, no, I hate computers.
Yeah, I don't know mechanics, so
Yeah.
I lean on you for that one.
Yeah. Well, I'm always here for you. I have a
And I
flat
can
rate
wheel
out.
the shit out of anything.
What's that?
I said I could wheel the shit out of anything as long as it's not an open wheel car. Indy car.
Oh my God.
Garbage.
Did you see? I streamed this week. I did the Renault 3.5 at Spa. Did you see that one?
No, I did not.
Oh my God. So I knew I wasn't going to be fast, but I was like, this is my MPR. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try this out. Jumped in there to try it and decided not to qualify. I'd start in the back, right? Turn 1 where you got that very first hairpin before you go up the hill on the S's. Everybody wrecked, of course. So I'm just like, yay, drove past them and everything. Didn't even make the entire lap though. Another wreck happened in front of me. Like, okay, so I checked up a little bit. The guy behind me accidentally hit the clutch instead of the brake. He's like, oh, sorry, mate, clutch, not brake, my bad. Just totally rear-ended me, sent me spinning. I'm like, okay. So I'm waiting for everybody to go by. I'm not broke, because I mean, he hit me pretty square, but it sent me spinning. Everybody went by. Here comes this one guy from the other wreck coming. So I'm like, all right, I'll let him go. As he's passing me, he slows down because his car was broken and he decides to stop and tow. and I had already started moving to get around him or to follow behind him, but I didn't know he was stopping. So I ended up rear-ending him with my left rear or left front tire. Car broken, done. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's the
iRacing.
worst thing about the open wheel stuff is like you break a wheel or something, like you're done.
You're done.
You know, the other one's like if you bend like camber or something like that, you can kind of wheel it around. But once your wheel's broken, you're done. They're like, oh, sorry, mate, nothing else we can fix. That's your day.
Yeah, like that's what they said. Like I had no choice. So I towed because it was broke. So I do the towing thing. It was like 2.5 minutes or so, whatever it takes. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I couldn't believe what happened. Like I was like, really? This dude stopped. Just fuck it. I'm gonna stop right here and tow. And it's like right in front of me. And
Can
I
you see
have
my
triple
dog
screen.
like? Can you
What's
see my
that?
dog eyeing the? My dog keeps eyeing this Care Bear sitting next to me. She keeps walking by like side eyeing and wanting to grab it.
He's
So
like,
just
I'm
if you
gonna
see
take
her
it.
pass, yeah, she keeps her look. There she goes.
I see
She
the
keeps her
pig.
eyes on it.
I see the pig.
Yeah, she's playing with the pig now.
Jamie's all
But
being
anyway, sorry.
sensitive. He doesn't have his camera on. He's like, I'm in my thong, whatever. There he is. Just because you put a sweatshirt on doesn't mean you're not wearing a thong.
That
I need
is
to
very
learn.
true.
Actually, go back to the Indy race real quick. Jamie was talking about he wheels anything, like he whips it around or whatnot. That dude that was leading the race, Clark, for the trucks. I don't know his first name, but Clark. That guy looked like the whole time he was trying to wreck it. Like he was just whipping that thing, but he finished a lap ahead of everybody else. I need to learn how to do that. Like, I don't know how you guys are with whipping the car. Like, to me, the car was really tight going around those turns, where this guy was just like, I'm going to drift it all the way around the track. I don't know how he didn't burn up his tires, but he did
Just
really
one of
well.
just one of the truck drivers.
Yeah. The guy, I mean, I didn't really concern myself with the Xfinity and the Cup guys. Most of them I was passing anyway. But the trucks, this guy was just whipping it.
Yeah, I think it was Dylan Clark.
Dylan Clark, yeah. God, he was good.
Yeah, the other guy, man, I can't think of the name right now. But I mean, the one that was chasing you, the one that we were kind of watching his time. That guy, like, I mean, he was spinning his tires every corner, drifting it. Just, I mean,
The
he
one
was
that I was
quick.
trying to run away from at the end.
Yeah, he was driving everything he had on that truck.
Yeah, I mean, when he went into pit, I mean, he was the same guy that was blocking earlier. When he went into pit, I was like, okay, I've got this, because I didn't think I would have to pit. I finished the race with 0.4 gallons left. Thank God. Like, I think I confused two people too. There was an Xfinity car and a Monster Energy car right next to me on the straight. And we were coming to one to go, and as I got off the turn 4, well, the turn 1, but coming on the front straight, I went to the inside and I clutched it. I just dumped the clutch and I rolled the entire straight. And these guys thought the race was over, so they they stopped. And I was like, I think it just confused them. But I was like, I was trying to save fuel for like
Make that
4
last
laps.
lap. Yeah.
They got so confused. It was hilarious because I was like, all of a sudden I saw one of them coming back on the S's, and I was like, yeah, he knows he fucked up.
Yeah,
But
if Jamie would have been in that one, he would have been one of those that was putting it sideways and drifting out those corners. I guarantee it.
yeah, but I don't
I
know
like
how
to
you,
do that.
I don't know how you guys do it, man. Like, I sit there and I'm one that I've always heard slow in, fast out. So I try to back off early and roll the corners and get out fast. And I figure that saves tires, but I've been with like a lot of guys sit there and they just whip the shit around, they wheel it, and they're still good.
Yeah, it's that it factor that we were talking about last week. That no fear, just fuck it, throw it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, well, with a lot of people like that. I don't know how you've experienced it, Jamie, but yeah, I see you twirling your mustache.
I gotta get her lined up here.
But God damn it, I lost what I was saying. But like, I don't understand how they do it. I really don't. To me, it's like I'd rather stay safe. Where these guys are just like, I'm gonna whip it in there, and yet they still have tires at the end of it, and I'm trying to save tires, and I've roasted my shit. So
That's definitely a question for Jamie. Jamie, like, how do you manage to be so
Yeah.
fast and throw it in there, but still have something left at the end?
I don't.
You just will what's left
I
of it.
just, dude, that's my downfall. Is I run every lap like qualifying. I try to get everything out of my car that I can, or truck or whatever, as much as I can. And sometimes that really gets me, because if we have a longer run, or I get teamed up on or left on the high side or wherever, it's a nightmare. Because then I just like managing and like trying to like block people, but not that obvious,
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
like road courses though, like if I'm racing like an AMG, or I guess it would be a GT3 car or something like that, I can kind of like back it off a little bit so that I can save a little bit on the entry. And basically what I'll do is like brake a little bit early, so I don't have to brake as hard. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then I can get on the gas and still carry the straightaway speed that I need.
how are you on trail braking?
I do it all the time. And whatever, if I can find a car, the second I hop in that car, I want to see if trail braking works.
See, and that's a technique I'm trying to work with. I don't know if you've worked with it much, Marty, but I've been watching some videos and testing, and trail braking is actually, some people it must be easy, but for me, I'm one of those brake straight and let it roll.
Yeah,
It's
I do a lot of it. What I like about it is keeping those RPMs up. You know, it's
Yeah.
when you don't bog that engine down, you have a really fast exit.
I use it for suspension loading.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I tap, like, I can never get the balance like some of the guys do, where it's almost perfect. They hold the brake exactly where they need it. They know exactly how it's going to load up. And I've seen, like, it seems like you're perfect with it, Jeremy, Jesus, I'm sorry, Jamie. I know you. I got a friend named Jeremy in Michigan. My bad. Shout out to you, Jeremy. Ain't seen you in a
Oh,
long time.
it's all good. No, I understand. I learned a lot of it like racing as a kid. We raced go-karts that had like, KT100s or Perillas or 125s, and they have pardon me, centrifugal clutches.
Yep.
So there's no gears.
Yep.
So you have to keep the momentum, right?
Yep.
And anybody that raced a Briggs, like a Briggs Animal or an alcohol Briggs or whatever, those dudes were the masters of trail braking, because if you lifted in one of those 4-stroke Briggs, it would take you 3 laps to get her fucking wound back up again.
Yeah, and see, that's exactly what I was saying about the RPMs. That's where I learned my RPMs from, was from the karting. Like, you had to brake but keep that accelerator going, because as soon as you let off that brake, you needed those RPMs to shoot. If not, you were completely bogged down, and everybody's jetting past.
Yeah, because when you have those go-karts, like a 100, you get like maybe 12 or 13 horsepower out of it. So you're not really like, and if you're 5 pounds heavy, then
I'm fat.
but no, I'm saying, like, if you weigh 5 pounds over, you're giving up a horsepower.
Yeah.
So you have to
absolutely.
learn how to deal with that. And as kids, going back to trail braking, you have a single disc rotor on the rear axle that you use as braking. So you can trail brake really well. And then I started racing 125 shifter carts, and those have front disc brakes. So when you try to trail brake, it would just push.
Yeah.
And that was scary.
Well, last week we didn't get it to ask you. I mean, Marty and I talked about it a little bit, but we didn't get to ask you how did you get into racing? Like, we all have our different ways of coming in. Like, how did you obviously raced as a kid. What's your earliest memory? Like, how old were you? Do you know? Or
yeah, I have pictures of it. My dad moved in, and so we've been kind of reminiscing, like going back over these stories. And I started on a dirt bike, a JR50, when I was 3 years old. My dad put me on a dirt bike, and he put training wheels on it. And then I outgrew the training wheels. I guess from what he says, in essence, said, get these pieces of shit off of here. I don't need this no more. And my dad was a rodeo guy. He was a bareback rider and rode horses in the rodeo. And so he drilled a hole in the rear fender of my dirt bike and tied one of his ropes up to it. And he told me, this is the gas, this is the brake, and I want you to listen to what I'm telling you. And so I'd go around in circles around him when I was 3, and he'd say gas, brake, and if I didn't listen, he'd jerk that rope and rip me off the motorcycle, And he's like, you need to learn gas, brake. Yeah. I'm not going to send you out there wide open without knowing gas, brake. So that's how I learned. And then he would let me run in the circle. And then if I got out of control, he'd rip me down. And then I raced my first time when I was 4 on a dirt bike. And then I broke both my femurs when I was 5 on a dirt bike. So my mom didn't like that too much.
I was gonna say, don't do that again.
And then when I was 8, I started racing BMX. So raced that for a couple years, and then like 6th or 7th grade, we got into go-karting, and I raced up and down California, in Atwater. It was pretty cool because we got to race a little bit of dirt and a little bit of road course. So we raced in Atwater, Merced, Dixon, Davis, Prairie City. We went down to Bakersfield. We went to Bakersfield and raced the nationals down there a couple years. Like, we had a good time. And then, as I joined the military and stuff, I always worked on a buddy's car. If they were dirt car racing or late model racing, I was always working on somebody's car. So for the long or the short of it, that's what I've done. And I race bikes too. See?
Yeah, I see your bike there.
And I got that bike. Yeah.
See, that's about the extent of my parents allowed me to have. I could have a bike. Like any normal kid, I could have a bike. No. My parents didn't even like me playing, no, you're not playing football. You're not wrestling. You're not.
Yeah.
You can play T-ball.
My mom would not let me play football, but she put me in a go-kart at 100 miles an hour, no fucking seatbelt. No problem.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny because my parents, I was always smaller. My brother is a lot bigger than I am. We're 9 years difference, but my brother, he's probably 6'2", probably 270, 300 pounds now. And 9 years younger than me, and I'm 5'8". Yay. On a good day. But Marshall, my brother, he could play football. I couldn't do anything. Maybe it's the older child thing. So I'm glad we got iRacing now.
Yeah, I'm only 5'9", but and I was always kind of a skinny kid in high school, but
yeah,
I was free safety and stuff like that. I just learned how to use my size and technique. But
yeah. Well, hey, we're gonna have to take a quick break here. We're gonna have to hear from our sponsor real quick, but join us on the other side of this, everybody. Appreciate you guys coming. We'll see you soon. Hey everybody, check out New Mission Motorsports Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live on Twitch, the only channel dedicated to helping veterans and their families. Also, if you're looking for a league to join, consider Freaky Fast Racing League run by our very own Keith Fonseca. If you're looking for a great league that's safe, fair, and full of wonderful racing, running trucks and GT3s currently, consider Freaky Fast Racing League. See you on the track.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, it's so sexy. I love that.
I love that quarrel.
So earlier today, I told you guys I had an interesting thing happen to me this morning, and it was kind of funny. It never happened to me before. Let me show you guys a quick picture here. So I don't know if this is the reason, but no
Okay.
homo. I have a purple Jeep, like the color purple. Don't judge. I see you laughing, Marty. Anyway, I go to the store this morning and I park in the veterans parking. I mean, there's nobody there anyway, but I park in the veterans parking and everything. And as I'm leaving, we're just a grocery store here at Kroger. I see this guy walk by. He walks up to the store. I take the cart that I had. I got some ribs and some beer for the race today. And he comes back from the building. And he comes up to me and grabs my cart. And he's like looking at my Jeep, like an older guy. He's like looking at it. He's like, interesting. I was like, what? He goes, and what branch of service were you? And I was like, do you want to see my 214? Like, I'm like, are you saying I wasn't in the military? He goes, I'm just curious. I'm like, are you serious right now, dude?
This is my wife's Jeep.
It's totally mine.
It's not purple. It's mauve.
It's got the angry brow, so it means it's mad.
I was gonna make an Air Force or a Navy joke, but
Yeah. And it kind of blew the guy away too. When I was like, well, I was in the Army for 11 years. He's like, really? I was like, yeah. He goes, I did the Marine Corps for 3. I was like, so that makes you. I was like, boy, I got some things I could say now. You shouldn't have said that. I don't know if it was a Jeep. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for purple, but
Apparently.
he just kept looking at it. I'm like, dude, really? Because of my Jeep?
Hey,
I
man.
love, that's one thing I love is the banter between all of y'all branches and
Yeah.
just the way y'all completely talk shit on each other, but have each other's back. It's so awesome.
But I
I
mean,
think
well,
that's something that society is missing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Well, I've had some. Oh man, I had civilians before like sit there and be like, "Oh, you were Army, doesn't it make you like dumb or something like that?" And it's like, isn't the Navy like a bunch of gay people? It's like, hey, okay, we can tell each other that.
Yeah,
You-
you can't tell me that.
You keep
You
your
can't
mouth
tell me my
shut.
sister's ugly.
You're a civilian. If you have nothing, the only person you can talk about to is a Coast Guard.
Yeah, anybody can talk about the coasties.
Yeah. They're open for it.
They're not even a branch, are they? They're like Department of
Technically, they are.
Transportation, right?
Technically, they are, but
DOT.
No,
yeah.
I swear, like, dude, look, I don't know how fucking biased Wikipedia is these days, but like, I think the Coast Guard's only a like Department of Defense. That's probably wrong. They're not considered a military branch until like time of war or something like that. I don't know. Let me look it up.
I'm looking it up too.
Because there was, I heard something about it when I was in the Air Force, because they were talking shit about, you know, me being an airman and being deployed with the Army. And they're like, you're a piece of shit.
It says the Coast Guard is a unique branch of military responsible for an array of maritime duties.
So they are military.
Yeah, I mean they are ish. I mean, not that we're.
Does
gonna
it count?
I don't think it counts. No,
You're
it
gonna
doesn't.
have like coasties watching this, like, fuck that guy. You're like, you
Hey.
would. No kidding. So
We're Army. I'll take it. Come on back at me, Coastie.
why is the Coast Guard not military? Aha! Motherfuckers. Look at this. Look at that. I'm gonna even turn my screen around.
I need you to cite your source.
Yeah.
Military.com says the Coast Guard does not fall under the Defense Department. Coast Guard is considered a military service because during times of war or conflict, the President of the U.S. can transfer any or all assets of the Coast Guard to the Department of the Navy.
So then it
There you
goes
go.
under the Navy.
So the coasties, the Navy. Okay.
Jamie, look it up.
Right here on Google, people. Don't blame us. We didn't say
You heard it here first.
it. Read off of Google.
Now, I guess because we started, nation started with just, you know, like the Navy and the Marine, or I guess the Navy. And then under that came the Marines, right? Because they're Department of the Navy.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, the Army came before the Air Force. It was Army Air Corps, I believe.
Right. I know that. Well, we didn't have planes in 1800, fucker, but we had an army.
No, oh, duh, yeah, Jesus. It's early. Well, I mean, if we had teleportation, no, I'm just kidding.
No,
You
see,
don't know.
when I was in, and I was like, how the hell is there a 4-star general in the Air Force in 1948? You know, there's only been like 1 year of the Air Force, you know, but then it was like everybody transferred over from the Army, and then it made sense.
Well, there
So
you go.
I got something for y'all right here with a nice little transition. So
Yeah.
since we're all seem to be conspiracy theorists, if you were to become president today, what's the first thing that you would want to know, if it's true or not?
But I want to know. Ooh.
Get rid of all taxes and all
Not what you would
victimless
do.
crime.
Yeah, not
laws.
what you
want
do.
to know. What
I-
would you want to know? Like, what top secret would you want to know?
Man, that is a tough
Who
question.
killed JFK?
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's a good
one.
one.
I mean, that was on my list too. I mean, there's also like the aliens and stuff like that.
JFK was definitely the mafia. Mafia definitely.
Yeah.
The New Orleans mafia is who killed JFK.
Man, that's a really deep question. If I can only know one thing, I mean, yeah, JFK is definitely a big one.
Because if you could find out who killed JFK, those people are like next level.
Yeah.
So where is it? Next level.
Oh, I see what you did there.
So if
Yeah, okay.
I was in the Air Force, dude, high ASVAB score.
Yeah. Oh.
I knew enough to get deployed with you guys to get paid more.
You actually do. That's sad. Yeah.
But yeah,
I want to cry.
like those people are top tier. So like whoever is above them knows about aliens. They know about everything else, right?
Yeah.
But I want to know who domed JFK, because who was it? There was I'm gonna have to Google it again. There's a
Google
dude that
Master.
did a documentary about it not too long ago. Oliver Stone. And he put up Oliver Stone did a JFK documentary. JFK Revisited, looking through the looking glass.
Hmm. I remember watching that one.
Wait,
Sorry, I got distracted there by the kid.
no, it's okay. It was a documentary. I don't know if it was fucking.
It was. I remember it was. It was on the anniversary a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
or like
Like-
the 20. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, November 22nd, because that's when he got shot, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So like, there was the new one came out, said that like all the bullets and shit that the bullets that they found were like unscathed. Feel like they didn't even have like rifling marks on them, you know. It's like
Straight
chain
barrel
of command, how the bullet went from like the top FBI guy like down and then back up, you know.
Yeah, they even had the story of the Secret Service guy, the one that was jumping off the vehicle whenever they heard shots fired. That he had accidental discharge when he was jumping off, and that's the one that actually shot him and killed him.
Really? I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
Yep.
And there's a
It's called All the King's Men.
and there was well, so now this is just hearsay, conspiracy
Yeah.
stuff. I don't have experience firing an M1 Garand or an M14 or whatever he supposedly shot
Oh, I do there.
Kennedy with. So I mean, I've shot M16, M4, and all of the military variations and bigger, all that shit. Anyways, they were saying that the way that his head like exploded,
Yeah.
it was from like a different type of round than the one that was fired. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And the one dude that hopped off the car behind JFK was supposedly carrying an M16. Like they had the early version of the M16 back there, and that type of bullet would do that type of damage.
But wasn't the trajectory from front to back though? The one that hit him in the head? Because it wasn't and again, not to get too gruesome, but the
Yeah, one came through the throat, wasn't there? That he
The
was.
first one. But the
Yeah,
one that
well, it
actually
like
hit him in the
snapped
head,
his head back.
the one that actually hit him in the head and did him in, didn't most of the debris, we'll just say that, from that went to the back of the car. So that still would dictate a front to rear.
Right, like the back of his head exploded, not the front.
But that's typical in weaponry.
A front, yeah,
Yeah, it's like that's typical for a front entry wound.
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, God, there's so many ways. Like, there's so many conspiracies out there.
Yeah. Oh,
Is it-
we could do 6 hours. Just
Oh
on
God,
this.
yeah. I mean, and a couple people in here that worked for the government. I mean, you were law enforcement too, Marty, or you are. I'm sorry to say. I mean, and I don't want to get divvying too much into politics in this channel or here, but I don't know who to trust anymore, honestly. Now it's like,
Well, that was
who's got
the
common
angle of
sense?
the question. It's like, if you had your access to the secrets, like, would you look up Roswell? Would
Yeah,
you look
and
up
yeah.
the moon landing? What would that knowledge that you want to uncover, like Fort Knox,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Where
I mean,
did our technology come from?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
How
just
did-
so many questions.
How do we like 1000 like industrial revolution? Like I can understand that, like using mechanics better and like
Yeah.
starting to come up with like an internal combustion or external combustion engine. Like I can get it. I can get behind that. But like a fucking processor chip.
Yep.
True.
Oh God, don't even get me started on processors after what I had to fucking buy yesterday. Oh my God, did I tell you why I had to do that? Like,
Yeah, you checked your stuff and I guess what, you had a bottleneck at the CPU.
yeah. Oh my God. So now I got to take all this apart. I think you guys have seen my rig. It's big, but my computer is in the worst damn spot, like corner wall against everything, like behind everything, and I got to take it all apart. I had to get a new processor, cooling system.
Well,
I
that's
haven't-
not.
What's that?
You got to have that sucker out so it can breathe, bud.
Oh no, there's enough room for it to breathe. It's about a foot between the wall and the computer itself, but I got this whole stand here holding up my triple screens that Keith wants real bad.
I'll buy the
But
triples now.
dude, that clip is great. I want that clip now. And
I
I'm gonna,
fucking love Keith.
yeah, I love Keith too. But yeah, no, I gotta dig it out and but according to iRacing, I only need to have at least a minimum of the Ryzen 3. Well, I've got the Ryzen 5, which is great, but when I started streaming, that's overloaded the CPU, and now they're like, oh, you need at least like a Ryzen 7. So that's why
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, I'll get the Ryzen 9 with a water.
Add a
cooler.
girl.
I know. It'll match my
That's
Jeep.
what I got.
So you got a purple one, is what you're saying.
Multicolor.
Oh, okay.
I think
It looks like that.
Put
Huh?
that thing on rainbow and go.
Now that you say it here, I'm gonna take a quick video for you guys and show you something here in a second. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah,
That's my-
there you go.
That's my boy right there.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. There's mine. Yeah, a little swirly swirls of the rainbows here.
Yeah,
can actually-
I didn't want all that. But I was
No,
like,
I can actually like change the color and stuff, but with the remote. But I never figured it out, and I was like, "Fuck it, nobody's looking at that anyway."
Yeah.
I got a question though.
Yeah.
Now this may be a dumb freaking question, but I built my computer here, and do you have enough power supply to run a Ryzen 9 CPU?
Yes, I have 650 watts according to.
Okay. Because sorry, but I had to buy like a fucking goddamn car battery with 1,000 fucking cold cranking amps to run this thing. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it should be good. I hope.
PG&E's pissed.
Oh yeah. Well, they said the one that I'm getting to runs really hot.
Is it the 3900?
No, I got the 59.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How does it feel to touch the floor, big guy?
Yeah. No, I got the 5900X without the cooling system because the cooling system was just like an air one. I went ahead
Yeah.
and did an add-on of a water cooled system.
Yeah, you can run some fucking X5 in there, that diesel coolant, so she
Yeah.
doesn't get all, you know.
Yeah. So that was a pretty penny yesterday that I'm not happy about, but it's all for the channel, I guess. That's why I said yesterday, I hope this channel takes off. And those of you listening, I appreciate you guys listening. This has been a journey.
If you do it, I mean, if you have this set up as like a legit thing, you can claim those things on your taxes.
I'm trying. And I mean, it's been,
hit my old lady up after we get done here. She's a bookkeeper and tax lady.
okay. I mean, it's like I said, I'm not trying to make any money off of this, but for what I'm putting into it for the stream itself, not necessarily iRacing itself, but what I've had to do for the stream, it would be nice to make back. But there are other people that need it more than I do.
Right. And you could use the knowledge of taxes, and I know Marty's down here, his little fucking spidey law enforcement sense is tingling. But there's ways you can do it right, you know, follow the rules and everything, that you can actually recoup your money. And if there is extra, then that gives you the opportunity, because you have the platform, to be able to give it to somebody else that does need it.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
What I understand is, like, if you recoup your losses, it's still considered nonprofit. And at this point right now, honestly, everything that I'm getting in is going to the Combat Vets Motorcycle Association. I'm not pulling anything right now, because my goal now is, through everybody's help listening and through my own personal donations and everything, my goal is to actually go to an event with the CVMA, do a live broadcast video there. This is your guys' donations and everything going to the CVMA. This is a nonprofit organization. You're free to look it up. You can look at, hey, check out your local CVMAs. Ask them what they do. It's all about helping veterans, and that's my big goal with this. I get to have fun driving or getting wrecked, which has been the Daytona week for me. Shut up, Jamie. But I'm trying to have some sort of legacy, and the group that we're putting together, I thank you guys so much for helping me put this together. Jamie, you've been a huge help. Marty, you've been pivotal to this. I'm bad at adjectives, but it's been.
You're a datum line, buddy. You're a datum line.
Dude, I mean, you guys that are actually stepping up and helping, bringing this together, bringing this group together, have been a blessing. We're still a long way to go. We're still building. My current fight now, Marty, I know you know about the music thing we're doing. I've been working that. The last correspondence I had with that guy was Tuesday. He will not get back to me now, and I don't know why. All his stuff still says no copyright, free to use, and yet as of right now, I don't know if I have to clear my channel.
Fuck it, do it.
Well, the thing is, though, is like anything that has his stuff in it, do I have to erase those videos? And there was no harm intended. It's labeled free to use. But
what you could go back to is, if I don't know if you can, but just be like, no copyright infringement intended.
We did talk to that. I actually talked to him directly, the guy that put it together. It's actually got a bunch of albums out. You can buy them online and everything.
I don't own this song, and here's a link to the dude that made it.
Yep. And I put that all in my descriptions and everything from before we even contacted, because I know better. But yeah, so that's a current fight for us, but we're figuring it out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Like I said, the band, everybody's schedules right now are just kind of crazy, so we haven't gotten together. I know we confirmed through messaging and stuff they have no problem, using our material, and maybe we could come up with some kind of like, jam and track. Just what we do is like we'll get together and we'll just like somebody will start a riff and we'll just kind of build on it, and maybe we could come up with something for an intro and outro, that way.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
As long as it's in drop D.
I like to go about C sharp. I like it nice and heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
a little bit of B flat.
Yeah. I want that thing to fucking rattle on the fret. That's when you know you got it going.
Yeah.
We'll
Go
figure-
listen to Slipknot's "Devil in I." That's
that's a
my
good one.
that's my favorite tuning right there. That's that B flat C sharp
Yep.
tuning.
What's your favorite group to listen to overall?
Oh, dude, I can't answer that question.
Oh, come on.
I mean, my biggest influences are bands like Seether, Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin,
Oh,
Tool, like just those bands. That's the ones I've seen many times. That's my biggest influences, but I like everything. I mean, Pink Floyd, Zeppelin, like I'm all over the place.
yeah. You had me at Breaking Benjamin, though. I love Breaking Benjamin. Wow, man. I think my family's beating each other up upstairs. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Round 4, fight.
Fatality. As long as I don't have to clean up the mess, I'm good.
How much time we got left?
A few more minutes. I'll have to kick it off here and send it out. And it's been a great time doing this with you guys. I appreciate you guys coming. Hopefully we can continue this and get more people in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Those
I
of
gotta
you
go
listening-
do a heater core.
Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
on that Ram.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not surprising. I've done a few of those. Have fun. I would help you, but you're in California.
God, dude, it's so fucking terrible here.
Hopefully it's.
If we have a
glad-
couple minutes left, could I bitch about this place?
Sure. Was
Go
it
for it.
So I don't like I pay $4.99 for diesel.
Holy
Holy crap! What?
Yeah, dude, it's $5.29 for regular here.
$5.29.
Yeah, dude, and everybody drives like 45 miles an hour. And they're on their phones constantly, so it's like fucking demo derby all the time. It's great. And then like I feel bad for homeless people. Like I actually do feel bad because they're people, you know.
Yeah.
But like they're like walking out in the middle of the fucking road and shit. Like there's like full on traffic and they don't even give a shit. They're just like taking a step. You're like, oh my God.
Close your eyes,
And,
plug your
like-
ears, and step out and hope you don't get hit.
Yeah, like I have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house here with like a postage stamp size backyard, and I pay $2,800 a month to live here. Like the street down from me, like people at night camp their RVs and their motorhomes and the trailers and shit and like camp along the streets, and then when it's daytime, they scurry back to wherever the fuck they go. And I can't sleep. Like
I mean,
this place is driving me nuts.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Like just a perspective right quick. The place that we were renting before we were here, I mean, it was like full-size house, 3-bedroom, 1 bath on I think 2.5 to 3 acres. Our rent was $500 a month.
yeah.
Dude, this place is freaking out of control.
Yeah, I mean, we just refinanced to get extra money last year, and a new APR, new interest rate. It was much better. But I mean, we have 3 bathrooms, full garage, finished basement, 2 full bathrooms. I think I said bathrooms before. 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms. We got about an acre of land. I mean, it's just a normal neighborhood. But I mean, we only pay like $900 a month.
Yeah,
And-
it's crazy.
Yeah, I'm off like a
That's-
prom dress, dude. I'm tired of this place.
I would take my mortgage payment for that month, pack my shit, and drive.
Yeah,
Right.
I like now. So Sarah's like, well, I don't know exactly where I want to be and all this shit. And I'm like, well, let's fucking buy a house in Virginia and we can pocket a whole bunch of money and then you can figure it out.
Yeah.
There's tons of places here, man. I mean,
So
that's
We're
one thing I
working
like
on it.
about where I live, and I'm not going to put it out exactly where I live here, but where I live, the city is self-sustaining. We aren't part of the county. We're our own entity, and it's great. So
yeah, I'm working on it. Trust me.
I know you are.
So
Need to get Marty up here now.
But- thank you for letting
Oh.
me complain.
Y'all can keep the cold. I'm good down here. I'll sweat.
We're normally not cold. It's still, God, it was 22 degrees this morning. I'm like, what the I'm
If
actually
y'all have
getting
snow
pissed.
more than once a year,
like
I'm good.
I have a Harley that I want to ride, some doors I want to take off my Jeep. The
Purple
purple
Jeep.
one. Yeah, screw you.
Purple Jeep. Barney.
It's mauve.
It'll still run someone's ass over. Anyway,
Yeah, if it gets up to speed.
for the notes for next week,
My
just
Cummins cannot
remind
run
me
it.
to tell my story from last night about drunk women and guys in uniform.
drunk women and
Oh,
guys in uniform. We will hit that next week. Drunk women and guys in uniform. Hey, those of you that are watching, thank you for joining in. Share us, like us, follow us, do whatever. Hey, most importantly, check out your local veterans. Make sure they're okay. Check out the local veteran groups. Help them out when need be. Like I said, this channel is dedicated to helping veterans and their families at times of need. I appreciate you all for listening. You guys have yourself a great day. We'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, you very good. See you next time.